So as we know, for many fortunate businesses, 2020 has seen a huge growth and e-commerce has led the way. Couriers Please is a leading parcel delivery service who actually experienced around 80% increase in delivery volumes this year. And Paul Roper is the Chief Commercial Officer, and he joins us now to tell us all about this year. Welcome to you, Paul. How are you?
I'm good, Adrian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. It's always good to have a studio guest. It's a more conversational chat, I reckon, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Tell us about this year firstly. I love asking guests just generally, how has 2020 been? No one knew this was coming. Yeah. How did you experience it all?
I mean, it's been an incredible year. I mean, we've seen 80% growth nationally and 150% growth in Victoria with the stage 4 lockdown. So it sort of caught everyone off guard, clearly. It's been an enormous boon for us. We've sort of reacted very strongly to the demand. And we've had to really accelerate our footprint, and we probably put about 40% or 40% increase of franchisees, right, and 30% extra staff. So it's been a huge year, and we've really had to sort of flex our fleet and the whole operation. We also opened 6 new facilities this year just to cope with the volume. So it's been extreme.
That's extreme. Can you take us back to the few weeks around that March period when we received the news, you're starting to receive the information and try and work it all out? What was that 3 or 4 week period like? What were the steps that you needed to take?
Well, I mean, the safety of our staff and our customers was foremost. So we put a lot of very stringent restrictions in place to make sure we were socially distancing. So that was the prime function. But then I think very, very quickly we had to sort of accelerate that growth. So we employed hundreds of extra drivers and worked with our third-party providers. Normally those guys work with us in peak, which is sort of October, November, December. We brought them in immediately. And we literally just sort of put extra resources on the ground. We introduced a new delivery application for our drivers just to optimize the deliveries. And we also luckily had invested in quite a significant automation sortation process in Sydney, which really accelerated like 7 to 1 on our previous sort capacity. So we're quite fortunate that we'd invested in that up front. We didn't know this was coming, but the timing was really good.
Let's talk about the coming months. So obviously, I would imagine the growth will just continue over this period of time. How are you seeing it play out, and what have you put in place?
Yeah, it's amazing because, we're already coming off like a really high base, but it literally day on day, we saw a 38% increase on Thursday, on Friday.
Wow.
And we'd conservatively been thinking about a 35% growth on the COVID base. It now looks closer to 50. So again, we're really ramping up our drivers and bringing in our partners. We've extended the customer service hours, so now we're working from 7 till 8 p.m. Just to give comfort and support to our customers. This is going to be probably the busiest week now because we've had Black Friday, Click Frenzy, now Cyber Monday, Singles Day. So you've got 4 major cyber and sales events in November. So we really think this is probably going to be the biggest week so far of the year, and it's setting all records for us. Lots of resources, lots of extra personnel, hundreds of drivers. But I'm pleased to say, the performance is going really well.
And you somehow found time to be here as well, in amongst it all.
I did, yes. Thank you for inviting me.
That's great.
But it's a really busy time. And look, our franchisees and the staff are doing an amazing job. They really, they're working Saturdays, Sundays, late at night. This is a time of the year where we always put in big time, but this year is just ridiculous. I mean, it's really busy.
When we say growth, we obviously think that's positive news. It's great for a business, but when the growth is so high, obviously you can be stretched in a way. So what's been great with the growth, and then what's also been the number one challenge to maintain a level of quality? Obviously,
I mean, the thing you don't want to do obviously is invest in infrastructure and then it becomes fixed. So we've really tried to keep it a very variable cost structure, which means that we bring our partners in when we need them, and then we can ramp back when we don't need to. But I mean, we from a strategic point of view, as I say, we've increased our franchise fleet by 40%, and we have plans to do probably something similar again. We're bringing forward our capital expenditure plans for Brisbane and Victoria in terms of sort automation. because we've seen probably 10 years worth of growth in about 9 months. So we're really accelerating all of those CapEx plans. And, you know, I think there's great opportunities for extra franchisees coming in and team members. There's a lot of growth.
And just finally, for people that are thinking, how can I sort of fast track deliveries? You know, obviously there have been delays for every business this year and we haven't really been able to do much about it. What would you say to them, particularly over this next period?
I think first and foremost, a bit of patience. You know, whatever the expected transit time is, you need to allow another 1 or 2 days at least.
Of course, yeah.
So I think that's key. And also, you know, if you can, when you get messaging from the carriers like Couriers Please, there's options for click and collect. So we can put those deliveries into our hubbed network, which is like an alternative delivery point, which could be a BP service station or a 7-Eleven or a newsagent. So, you know, you can pick up that package that suits, you know, at a time that suits you, you know, later in the evening or on the weekend. So I think those are the sort of things you can do, or give authority to leave. And then that means you can get the package delivered rather than it going back to the depot. So I think it's just working with the carrier. As soon as you get a message, you know, respond very quickly to that message and then give good information back. And then we can affect, you know, a good delivery.
Yeah, and I think in Australia, you know, we're pretty good when it comes to just understanding. You know, I've had many things delivered, and it says a couple of days, you're like, yeah, of course, we just understand that. I think in many ways. Just finally, where can we jump online to find out a bit more if we want to send something or just learn more about what the business is doing?
Yeah, look, if you go onto our website, there's plenty of posts in terms of what we're doing, the extra service hours from customer service. So yeah, just head to our website and you'll get all the details you need.
I really enjoyed the chat. Thanks for coming in and get back to your emails. I know you got a few waiting for you.
Too. Thanks, Adrian.
Good. Enjoy your afternoon.
Cheers. Thanks.